As crazy as it sounds, when you look at the history of the NFL, no quarterback has displayed the level of dominance that Patrick Mahomes has achieved in just the first 5 seasons of his career. With so much time and potential left to unfold in his career, Patrick Mahomes could very well be the best quarterback the NFL has ever seen to date. Now, in its 104 years of existence, the NFL has seen its fair share of great quarterbacks. And by great, I mean in no small regard, from modern quarterbacks like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers, to legendary pioneers like Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Johnny Unitas, and Sammy Baugh. The NFL has never been short of great quarterbacks from generation to generation. Now, the greatest quarterback of all time conversation constantly centers around accomplishments, and one quarterback that unquestionably stands out in this debate is Tom Brady. Brady's legacy is marked by a remarkable 7 Super Bowl victories and 3 league MVP titles, all achieved over an astounding 23-year career in the NFL. However, there's a new star on the horizon in Patrick Mahomes, who is challenging the traditional notions of quarterbacking. His career trajectory is nothing short of extraordinary. He's securing championships, shattering records, and redefining the role of a quarterback. Simply put, Mahomes is a quarterback like no other we've seen before. While Tom Brady holds the title of the greatest quarterback of all time, it's important to note that he amassed his impressive accomplishments over 2 decades of play. Mahomes, on the other hand, is on a fast track to greatness. In just 5 seasons as a starting quarterback, he's already accumulated statistics and achievements that would make any NFL player envious. To put it in perspective, if Mahomes were to retire today at the age of 27, his credentials alone would merit first ballot induction into the Hall of Fame. That's the level of excellence he's achieved in a relatively short span. So, while Brady currently holds the crown, Patrick Mahomes is undeniably the most compelling contender to challenge for the title of the greatest quarterback of all time. In 2019, Patrick Mahomes led the Kansas City Chiefs to their first Super Bowl victory in 50 years, pulling off a remarkable comeback with 3 consecutive touchdown drives in the 4th quarter, overturning a 10-point deficit against the San Francisco 49ers. His performance not only secured the championship, but also earned him the title of the youngest quarterback ever to win the Super Bowl MVP award. This extraordinary feat erased any lingering doubts about his future in the league, and it wasn't long before Mahomes became the highest-paid quarterback in the NFL. In the middle of 2020, at just 24 years old, Patrick Mahomes inked a record-breaking 10-year contract extension with the Kansas City Chiefs, valued at up to a staggering $503 million. To be precise, it was a 10-year extension, taking him through the 2031 season with $447 million guaranteed. This massive deal included $63.819 million fully guaranteed at signing, a $10 million signing bonus, and a $141 million guaranteed for injury. No matter how you look at it, this contract was unprecedented in the world of sports and underscored Mahomes' immense value. Fast forward 3 years after signing the historic contract, and it's clear that Mahomes wasn't just living up to expectations, he was exceeding them. Some even argue that he was underpaid at $500 million. Not only did he continue to improve his game, but he also delivered outstanding results, cementing his status as one of the NFL's elite quarterbacks. In 2021, Mahomes led the Chiefs to the Super Bowl once again, although they were defeated by Tom Brady's Buccaneers. However, he bounced back, and in 2023, he guided the Chiefs to a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57, with a score of 38-35. Mahomes secured his 2nd Super Bowl MVP award with a stellar performance, completing 21 of 27 passes for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns, all without committing a turnover or getting sacked. And it's crystal clear that Patrick Mahomes, at just 27 years old, has already made a compelling case to be considered among the all-time greats of NFL quarterbacks, even while being active. Now, I know it might sound audacious to suggest that Patrick Mahomes is already among the top 4 quarterbacks in the entire history of football, especially considering he's been a starter for just 5 years. But when you stack up Mahomes' achievements against those of the all-time greats, the argument becomes pretty compelling. To begin with, he's the first player in NFL history to clinch 2 Super Bowl titles and 2 MVP awards within his first 6 seasons in the league. That said, Mahomes now has a Super Bowl record of 2-1 and has led his team to 5 consecutive AFC championship games. That's the same number of conference title games Peyton Manning reached in his entire career. What's more, Mahomes has already secured 2 Super Bowl rings at the tender age of 27. Just for context, John Elway didn't earn his first until he was 37. As for other legendary quarterbacks like Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Brees, their combined Super Bowl victories over more than 70 seasons amount to just 3. If Mahomes never played another snap, he'd likely waltz into the Hall of Fame on his first try, and even that might not do justice to his incredible achievements. Now, if we pivot to discussing team success, Mahomes is on a trajectory for the record books. He's the second youngest quarterback in history to secure multiple Super Bowl wins, second only to the incomparable Tom Brady. In regular season action, Mahomes already boasts the best record through his first 80 starts in NFL history, 64 wins and 16 losses. He's also notched 11 playoff victories, putting him on par with legends like Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, and Rodgers. And if Mahomes manages to rack up 3 more postseason wins, he'll trail only Brady and Montana as the greatest playoff quarterbacks of all time. But let's not forget individual honors, where Mahomes also shines brightly. He's just the 3rd NFL player to capture multiple MVP awards before turning 27, a club that includes Brett Favre and Jim Brown. Furthermore, Mahomes is one of only 6 players ever to clinch multiple Super Bowl MVP awards. The exclusive company he keeps in this regard features only Brady, Montana, and himself. Notably, Brady and Montana didn't earn their regular season MVP awards until they were well into their 30s. And if you're looking for statistical dominance, Mahomes certainly checks all the boxes for inclusion among the greatest of all time. Among every quarterback in NFL history, through their first 80 regular season starts, Mahomes boasts the most touchdown passes, the most passing yards, and the highest average net yards per attempt. Plus, he has thrown for at least 37 touchdowns in 4 out of his 5 seasons, and claimed the league's touchdown pass title twice. Patrick Mahomes is a modern marvel on the football field. He possesses a cannon of an arm, incredible mobility, and the kind of ingenuity that turns the most improbable throws into routine plays. Whether it's his jaw-dropping arm strength, his ability to throw from angles that seem impossible, or his lightning-fast scrambles at seemingly turtle-like speeds, Mahomes is a quarterback who can do it all. What sets him apart even more is his Atlas-level ability to carry an offense, his statistical dominance that leaves other quarterbacks in the dust, and the sheer joy that emanates from watching him play. Mahomes has reached a level of greatness akin to LeBron James in basketball, where simply having him on the roster virtually guarantees that the Chiefs will be in contention for a championship. I mean, we're talking about 5 consecutive AFC championship games, all played at home, and now 3 Super Bowl appearances. That's no small feat. But let's be clear, Mahomes still has a long journey ahead to reach the level of Tom Brady, who is not just a quarterback, but also a symbol of what time and experience can do. Mahomes has only scratched the surface in comparison to the extensive career that Brady has had. However, there's no denying that Mahomes is currently the best quarterback in the league, and he's so far ahead of his peers that it's fair to consider his place in the entire scope of NFL history. Indeed, whether you measure greatness by team success, personal achievement, or raw talent, Patrick Mahomes passes every test with flying colors. There's simply no argument that can disqualify him. The undeniable truth is that we are bearing witness to a generational athlete who has reached the pinnacle of his abilities. Mahomes isn't just one of the most talented players in the NFL. He's also one of the most accomplished in the entire history of football, but he is just getting started.